Welcome back, everyone. Hi there, I'm Chef JT. Happy Friday to you. What's new? What's happening? Chicken Parmesan subs tonight. Gonna be doing that with wedge fries and what was the other thing? Oh, I have nice salad greens, so we're gonna do a simple salad with some nice farmer's market salad greens. Let's do some coffee. Oh, hey, we also have this. How does this look to you, chat? Oh, that's a little off angled there. Let's see if we can't fix that. What do you think of the marble? Please don't break. Does the titles... Oh, I didn't fix the titles. Arg. Thank you for that reminder. I don't know why I've been skipping that lately for some reason. I had that issue last stream too. And Okay, that's alright. Let's see if we can edit this. Is this gonna save as the same stream again? Oh well. We'll go with it. Stream titles should be fixed for both YouTube and Twitch now. Alright. Let's make some coffee. I'm not sold on the marble myself, but I pulled the refrigerator out yesterday. It's a little bit further out. I cleaned out all behind it. I cleaned along the side of it. And the marble has always been in this kitchen, like against the side right here. It's some good stuff, Michael. Good to see the bot at least partially working well. I was up past midnight last stream day working on the bot with the analysis that goes in Discord and the stuff that I'm trying to do with that. That was very unsuccessful that first night. For me, yeah, especially. Like, I can understand if you're a night owl. I am not a night owl. I've been staying up a bit later lately, but when I did my business in the farmers markets, I was up 4, 5, 6 in the morning every single day of the week and working. And so I've just sort of gotten used to 11 o'clock, I'm in bed pretty much. Ooh, raid. I'm not sure why we didn't get an alert. Oh, yeah, we got an alert there. I just didn't get a alert in my ear. Huh. Greatly appreciate the raid. Welcome in, everyone. I start all of my streams by making a little bit of coffee. The sound issues and some of the alert issues, I'm going to assume without checking everything individually, is stuff to do with my NAS. I'm working on getting a second NAS up and running, but my first NAS is absolutely 100% filled out. Like, 100%. And so it is actually not even running right now, just because I don't want it to keep doing things. I need to take some pressure off of it. And so if things are only on my NAS, it might not be working right now, like some sounds. But after we get our coffee going here, we'll get started in on making our sub bread. I found myself some potato flakes. So we'll do an actual potato bread tonight. Detroit style pizza, good stuff. Gotta have that crispy outside, but light and fluffy. Great stuff. Mr. Greens. Ooh, we don't like in. I hope you're doing okay. I like mustard greens. They're not the easiest to find in the market, but I don't know. I don't think I've pickled them ever. I usually just braise them to death along with a whole bunch of pork flavor. Dandelion greens, also great in that same one, but you don't really see those too often in markets. But if you got a field full of dandelions and you don't spray it with pesticides, cheap greens. Same thing with wood sorrel. That stuff grows everywhere. Wood sorrel is actually sort of interesting and nice. It's almost lemon peppery green. But greatly appreciate the raid. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you sharing your community with us. Close my bedroom door. Not that any of the cameras could really see in there, but thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you've had a great, wonderful start to your weekend, end to your week. Cheers. Whew. Some warm water. Yeast. Say a tablespoon. Oh, come on, lid. Giving me more issues. It's supposed to be 2 tablespoons of yeast. I think we'll be okay. No. Don't all crash to the floor, please. A little sugar in with our yeast, make it happy. Two and a half cups of bread flour. And yeah, it's another new shirt, so there's odd looking creases on my shirt tonight. Camera. I'm over here, camera. Yeah. Over here. And I get the mid line like I'm a bard or something. Like I got the suspenders with the midline thingy. I don't know what that's called. When you've had subpar chicken parm, thanks because they don't season each element. Quite possibly. Let's do salt. What else do we need to throw in there? Egg. That's what we need. End up using the other two of these eggs to coat everything later. Add a little bit of olive oil. Or, sorry, avocado oil. Oh yeah, you can't finish fried things in a microwave. Mildly okay is a leftover thing, but it's because it's leftovers. That's more of a number of the Japanese dishes. Japanese seem to honor their leftovers, sort of a thing in some of their recipes. I've mentioned that before, like tonkatsu. The pork cutlet that they then smother in sauce is traditionally a leftover. It's served in restaurants all over the place there. It's like a dinner favorite of theirs. But traditionally, originally, it's like a leftover pork dish idea. I am not the Japan expert here on Twitch. I get that constantly pointed out to me by people. But, yeah, at least there's that. If you do that without the microwave, for the finish, it would have been fine. Do it with a... I was saying that the other night, this is not a dish that's really designed originally to be for, an individual serving. This is... You fry them off, you put them on a pan, you coat them in sauce and cheese, and then you bake them all together, and you serve 20 people at once. You can do it individually, and I'm going to tonight. I just don't think that's, the primo point for this recipe. That's most restaurants, though. I mean, you're in the service industry, and people want things now, things mess up, and you need things in, 30 seconds. Or less. And... if you can make things, if you got the time to prep things ahead of time and have them ready now, it's in your best business interest. Now, there is a cost to that labor, and today that labor basically doesn't exist, but still. I wonder if the fast casual places that I've worked, primarily the one that I've talked about before with the 2-set crews, actually has 2-set crews anymore. Or if they've scaled things back enough that they just have the line crew handling everything during off hours. Excuse me. I'm trying to hiccup while I'm talking to you, and so I do neither very well. So we'll go ahead and add our yeasties and sugar, since that's nicely foaming up. That yeast is obviously nice and awake. Not all of it, but enough. And we'll go in with our egg. Get a quick break up with the spatula. Get all of that yeast and egg in there. Old school diners rock. You don't see many of those. Like, there's a number of them I know in upstate New York. But they truly are, like... There are not many places out there that are like those that will, like... What do you want? We'll serve it to you. We do everything. The one I know from New York that is now apparently a small chain and has sadly burnt down and been rebuilt since I was there is Ever Ready. And they quite seriously had a dictionary of a menu. Hey, Shaunavision. I know it's right here, and I'm not... Oh. So we'll add our potato D-high. Or dehydrated potatoes, or instant mashed potatoes, or hey, Bina. You get the flakes because this is how they dry it. They put it on a layer on a drum. A heated drum. It's that thin, and so it just almost instantly dries and then flakes off. And we're going into our first ad. Sorry for the people just joining us. I do 3 minutes at the end of each hour. I don't hate instant mash. There is an obvious texture slash flavor slash
some part of the experience that makes it a little bit off from normal potatoes. At the same time, it's not disgusting. Especially if you're, like, using it in something, or you're doing it for, like, a shepherd's pie or something. But they make all sorts of products out of them, too. Like, that's how they make Pringles. Is they use those mixed in like a press. Alright, we're going to let that sit and poof up for a bit. I'm going to come back to it occasionally and give it a couple of folds. Envelope fold it, in other words, fold it in all four directions on top of itself. So we're sort of stretching it all the way around. And, yeah, that's going to be our sub bread tonight, later on. That should be about 4 loaves of sub bread once it's proofed. Not if you get these. Like, you can buy instant mash, but these are not the really... Bob's an okay company, but they're nothing special either. Ingredient. There's no salt there. Where's our sodium? 0. So you just gotta get the potato flakes, not the instant mash. Exact same thing, maybe with some, like, fake butter seasoning. What happened to your username? And welcome back. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen you before. Chicken next? Chicken. Yeah, it's chicken time, I think. Onion reader. Oh, wow. Since both monsters will do those two. Or is it going to work this way? Yeah, we're going to go this way with it. Maybe we'll just skip the packaging. Throw the chicken in there. Tenderloin on that one. This tenderloin's almost as big as the breast underneath it. Actually, I should take the tenderloins off of these, too. Just use breast meat for this. There is no tenderloin on this one, so no big deal there. Cutting it flat across to almost as if I was stuffing it, but we're going to do some thin slices. And this one here, I think I'm going to butterfly out. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut that off, but oh well. I did mean to spread that out a bit more. I pushed a button that made the bot say that, by the way. So if you want that information, you can go in the Discord. There is AI-generated summaries of every stream in the general chat these days. Spin down a nice base of flour there. We'll set down our first layer. I don't know if we're gonna be 3 wide here. We can do that. Coat these generously with more flour before we do our next layer. Clean up our raw chicken mess here. Need you later. I'm only going to be able to do one at a time in this. Where'd I put you? Oh, there you are. Oops. It's right in front of you, silly. Oh wow, that stove camera's a little bit off. Let's fix that. putting the motor oil to use tonight. That's going to give us some good look on our chicken tonight. Yes, it's filtered oil that I have used previously. Hey, Ozzy. People act like oil is cheap. Oil is not cheap. There's a reason I save oil and reuse it. It is not cheap. To clean oil? No, I haven't seen that. I don't know that I would trust that either. I would expect it to be able to almost dissolve in oil. Or at least. But no, I haven't seen that. I'd much rather just use a proper system filter. Well, I get most of the bacon bits and stuff out with this bad boy here. This is my newest one. I used to have a 2-step one. Now I just use this simple one. But I used to have one that had a top filter like this and then a finer mesh screener underneath, which you can find. But it just, like, I had that for maybe 2 years. And the fine filter just plasticized, if you know what I mean by that. The oils, you get plastic from oil, and some of the residue and stuff like that, it just doesn't rinse out. Like, you can physically scrape it off, but you're talking about physically scraping it off of a screen or a filter or... And so there's a certain amount of it that I think that it just has to be replaced every once in a while, unless you've got something that, I don't know what you could do to stop plasticizing. Well, filters are also more expensive too in many cases, especially if you need oil now. And you've only got that nasty stuff. Oh, here. Catch chat. Gotta uphold tradition. I gotta do this in a separate container now. See if I can't separate half of this white. That's about right. Wanted a little bit of egg white off to the side here. That's, I don't know if that's even half an egg, half an egg white. Use that for brushing on our dough before it goes in the oven as our egg wash. I'll add a touch of dairy in with this and it'll expand it a little bit. I'm cutting it close on my eggs. This is all my eggs for tonight. That's why I'm playing these sort of games. And then we'll mix this egg yolk in here, that other egg, half an egg white. Touch of water to extend that too. Then we get into the fun part. Breadcrumbs. Oh my god, breadcrumbs. Sugar. Light sprinkle of sugar there. Salt. MSG. Black pepper. Garlic powder. Onion powder. I forgot I ran out of... I would have done oregano in this tonight, but I'm out of dried oregano. Do dried thyme. Let's see if I've got freeze-dried oregano. I occasionally do. Ginger and cilantro, Still basil, parsley, no cilantro. Boo. We'll do a little cayenne in there too, just to give it a little bit of heat. Just a little. Ooh. Could do mustard with this too. Alright, next steps. I think we're working on... Do I want to do... What type of dressing do I want to do for tonight? Do carrot. We'll shred our carrots up. Carrots. Carrot. You know, chat, if you cut yourself on this, I would say that you have greater problems. Yeah, I stole it from Dad Joke earlier, to be honest. Salad. It looks like it's all butter greens. I guess that's all we're getting tonight. Are you a buttergreen? I'm not a fan of box graders either. I should just get rid of that one and live without it. Find other products to use instead of it. I used to have 2 of them in this kitchen. Actually, I had 1 of them in this kitchen for a long time. I found the second one is hiding from me in my trailer. I got that one back here, and then I broke that one in like a week or like a month. And so now I'm back to just my black one, which I've been complaining about for now over a year and saying that I was going to replace for now over a year. Alright, that's about enough salad, but let's give this a little bit of a chop here rather than giant leaves. It's a good plan with farmers market greens anyways, because they're wet, they've been washed, but are they clean? It's sort of sad with this mix. Normally, this farm's really good about giving a solid mix of all sorts of different greens, and this is all like standard butter and Little Gem, it looks like. I mean, this is not like, it's not destroying me, but that was a $7 bag of lettuce. And if it's just standard plain old butter and oh, but you know, I didn't really think about it as in that style. Like, there's all sorts of one. Like, when someone says rotary grater, I actually, what comes to my mind is an old juicer that I might still have down under this cabinet here somewhere. I don't think so. I think I got rid of it. But that was like a spinning basket with rough little cutting pieces on it. And I think of that as rotary shredding. But I also had this memory in my head of like the Olive Garden grip it and spin thingies. Another thing that comes to mind was a product that I was dead set on buying for my business when I first designed it and was pricing everything out and figuring everything out, and never bought. And it's a tabletop. It's essentially like a food processor, but it was hand cranked and on the tabletop, so it didn't use power. I was a mobile business, so I wanted to use as little power as possible. It was cool, but it cost a fortune for a plastic tool, essentially, and that's what you get a NSF certification. You can add 2 zeros after your price. Everything in the kitchen is supposed to be up to a commercial built standard. NSF is sort of the US standard for commercial products and commercial equipment. And many of those things, like the equipment, if you're using some sort of new material or new something that's new, that's not been established and tested and proven, you're going to have to wait 5 years for them to certify your product. And if you think about that in business terms, if you having to be in existence for 5 years with a product just getting old before you have a certification to really sell it, it becomes expensive really quickly. And so, like, you can see NSF certified plastic spoons, and they're like $50, $70. They're probably even more now. They're probably over $100 now. At the same time, stuff with that label does mean that it is built to withstand war. Alright, what else? Salad dressing. We're going to do sheep yogurt, honey mustard dressing. Homemade Dijon. Little Frenches. Honey. Looks a bit thicker than it is, but I think that'll work lovely. It's a bit too much, but it doesn't go in the fridge. This goes back over here with the caramel corn. Yep, I haven't ate all the caramel corn yet. Caramel corn. Not problem. It's not a problem, it's caramel corn. Captions. We'll give our chicken a flip around here and make sure they're all still nicely coated and not completely stuck to each other. Anyways, getting back to the whole NSF and that product that I was interested in before, the price just made the whole thing just like, I could have gotten like, yeah, a Roboku for the price of this non-motor driven one, because it was new. Okay, dough. Let's do another fold on our dough. This is poofing up nicely here. If anyone's trying to follow me like I'm on some sort of schedule on trying to get this done, I am chilling tonight. I ain't rushing anything. Not that I normally do, but I definitely am not tonight. If only because we sort of gotta wait on this another at least 20 minutes or so. Before we can even really get into much of anything else here. We got our salad done, we got that done. We can prep our potatoes. Let's prep our potatoes. Popping off the eyes before they make it to the counter. That ought to be good. It's our check for any of these wedges are nasty that we've cut out of these taters. Taters. Oil. Enough that we can coat all of those on all their sides. I'm still thinking about diners, chat. Yeah, let's take a look at this real quick. Well, I don't know if it's even going to show up properly on stream, so let's check here first. There we go. So this is a diner in New York. To give you an idea of what their menus are like. This is just their all-day menu. So we're starting off with our omelets. We got the breakfast burrito, cereals, pancakes, waffles. I mean, you got a Monte Cristo waffle. Sorted baked goods. Then we get into the appetizers. Quesadillas, onion rings. You gotta have a pile up. You gotta have the buffalo wings. Bruschetta calamari. Mac and cheese. Disco fries. Yeah. Nachos, egg rolls, dumplings. This is all in one house. All in one place. Salads. Seafood antipasto. This is upstate New York, so this is not in New York City. We're still in, like, still the same building. Like, this is a normal restaurant-sized place. Just a random half-roasted chicken, you know, like you're gonna accurately figure out how many of those you need to prep. They got Parmigiana Classics, too. And a couple of sides. All day Canadian bacon, ham, sausage. Mac and cheese for $10. That's, ooh. You know, and then we get into, like, they do shakes and malts all the time in this place. But how many places do you still see doing egg creams and cows? Rather impressive for all one house, like old school diner. Like a lot of places used to be like that. They just, you want it, we'll give it to you. It's astonishing to me what the cost of labor has really done to the business. Alright, back to our taters. Let's give these some flavor now. We coated them in oil. Now we'll do salt MSG and salt MSG and pepper. So we've got salt, pepper, MSG, cayenne, cumin. I like cumin on my potatoes. Ginger. Garlic. The Wandering Nun was a Roman Catholic. Pan and parchment. Chorizo? No, I don't do a ton with chorizo. I don't have a ton of great sources for it. I can find it, it's at my supermarket, but I don't really like the quality of the stuff that's there. I don't know, I guess Santa Rosa meat might have something. I also don't do a ton of breakfast stuff, and I sort of think a lot of chorizo stuff, not all of it, but a lot of chorizo stuff is more breakfast stuff. I think of it as like a breakfast meat. Doesn't have to be. Scrape what seasoning and oil I can and drizzle that over the top of these. In fact, I think I see soy chorizo more than I see actual chorizo. Which is strange considering, you know, California. So I think it's time to start turning up the oven, or turning on the oven here. I've been procrastinating on that because I've been sweating. And because the bread wasn't quite ready. But I think we're getting there with the bread now. Where it is time to shape this lovely stuff. into our rounds. So I am going to flour the counter here, go to an overview look so you can see what I'm doing on this side of the counter. And we're going to pull the dough out. Oh, it's the right cam, it's just looking in the wrong direction. What you looking at over there for, camera? Mr. Wriggles, I'm over here. There we go. So we got flour, we got bread dough, sticky bread dough. And I guess we'll do in half and then in half again. So we're stretching these out into a bit of a triangle, or not a triangle, a rectangle. Starting with a bit of a triangle, so they're tearing a little bit. I'm okay with that. And then we're rolling them. It's a little bit almost like working with pizza dough. Or you're working with this sort of wet, non-cooperative dough that wants to stick to your fingers and just doesn't want to cooperate. It's airy, but you don't really want to get rid of the bubbles if you can afford it. You can get away with it. But this one's not letting me get away with it. Alright. Alright. Sloppy, but they're there. Welcome in, dances. Chorizo's another one of those products that also, like, people are a little about chorizo. I'm all about, you know, use the clean parts of the whole animal. But there are people that get turned off by some of the ingredient list that is traditional in chorizo. Namely intestines and stuff like that. Which is sort of surprising. I know there's the percentage of people out there that are all about, you know, we're going to eat nothing but veggies in the future. And I know there's the people pushing that there's too many people on this earth for us to eat meat. But I don't see everyone just eating veggies. Like, that's not what's on the fast food menus. It's not what's on any menu, really. Is everyone just eating chicken and fast food beef? Like, everyone's talking about beef being incredibly expensive, and that I can see. It sounds like it's getting a lot more expensive for people in other places and sort of staying much more steady to what it was already overpriced here for already. But yeah, pork tenderloin is crazy inexpensive compared to some other cuts, and for tenderloin. It's because we all eat the bacon and sausage and ham. If you want these to be all perfectly even and uniform, they have both silicone trays and mats that you can use to keep them all perfectly the same dimensions as they proof. You know, Safeway has like Silpat ones that are designed in the loaf size for them. I'm just not doing that, so mine are a little more freeform. I don't do as well with sales because I just try and find good products. There's products that I just don't buy because I don't like the quality of them. Like, Costco chicken is relatively cheap. It's just nasty. Like, the few experiences that I have had with it, I'm just not going to bother with it. It smells nasty. It doesn't taste great. That's the fresh chicken. Like, I'm okay with their rotisserie chickens are pretty good, but they're like bagged raw chicken. Like, it is all slimy. No. Maybe I'm just spoiled by Petaluma's Purdue plant with Rocky and Rosie and being, you know, poultry capital of the world at one point. Chicken I was using was not bad, and it comes from that plant, but that's the cheaper, like, that's also the Rocky, which is the non-organic brand from that same chicken plant, which means it's probably an organic chicken that had some issues that they had to give it stuff that's non-conventional. And it was in bulk. It's not like I normally go for the Rosie stuff, but that's getting too pricey now too. Like that's, you know, pack of chickens $20 now. This was it was on sale chicken. But I would normally do like Rosie's. I also normally do whole chickens so that I have the bones to make into stock. Again, it was on sale, so no bones. Throw this over here. Oh, we need to turn the oven on. So chat, we're going to have to do a little AFK here while we're waiting on oven to preheat, this to cook, bread to do its second proof. I'm trying out Kirkland marinara and I am not impressed. I'm not excited by this product. I'm using it tonight, but my experience with this product so far, is that it tastes like SpaghettiOs with Hunt's tomatoes mixed in. Or the base sauce to SpaghettiOs with Hunt's tomatoes mixed in. Overly sweet? No, I wouldn't say it's overly sweet. It's just got an almost like that. It's in a jar, but it's got that almost like tinny SpaghettiOs tomato flavor to it. While it still has like chunks of tomato in it. It's still a marinara, a proper marinara sauce. Yeah, it's in a jar, but it's got the tin can taste. Do we just sit here with music and a timer? Or do we want to do an ad AFK break tonight? Because I'm going to take about 10 minutes here. Or old school infomercial dude. Executive decision. We're going to do commercials. I will see all of your lovely faces back here in about 10 minutes.
I'm a guitar and I have strings. I like to play while someone sings. Hi, gang. Do you recognize this mouse guitar? It's just like the one the Mouseketeers gave me. And now Mattel toy makers, the people who made my mouse guitar, have a big surprise for you. You can have your very own mouse guitar just like mine. And look, I wrote out all the instructions so you can learn to play the songs we play on the show. Remember, gang, you can now get the mouse guitar wherever toys are sold for only $4. Hey, I almost forgot. Be sure to see the Mouse Guitar Junior, too. Just turn the crank and it plays the Mouseketeer theme song. The Mouseketeer Junior is only $1.80. Be sure to look for this label, gang. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell.
Here's an amazing free offer for everyone who's overweight. Even if you've tried other methods and failed, you can still lose ugly fat fast. Yes, thousands can tell you that calometric control is the only safe, sure, effective way to reduce. Now, this package contains the Wonder 10-Day Diet that gives you 3 delicious meals a day, plus a bedtime snack, even includes a jog for your willpower. Yet you take only 3 calometric tablets a day. And here's the sensational free offer. A 30-day supply of wonderful calometric tablets. A certified $3.50 value when you buy the regular calometric way to weight control. You save $3.50. Now, that's a $7 value for only $3.50. A 50% saving. And how can you get your free bottle of calometric tablets? Well, just send in this calometric box top with your name and address. Your druggist will give you a postage-paid envelope already addressed to the calometric company. Now, don't lose hope. Lose weight. Get calometric reducing formula at your drugstore. Send the box top in the free postage-paid envelope. Get your $3.50 bottle of calometric tablets free. Don't wait. Act now.
No, Jane and Ann aren't the Crest testers here. Their daddy is. You see, Crest also showed it worked for older people like the Allbrands before it became recognized effective against cavities. Jim, when were you in this toothpaste test?
Back in college.
Let's show the story filmed at a recent reunion. Well, Jim, how did you become part of this toothpaste test?
The dentists at Indiana University asked us to.
Did many others join you in the test?
Quite a few. 246, as a matter of fact.
Did every one of you use Crest in this test?
We use Crest. Their side, regular toothpaste.
Do anything special?
No, everyone brushed as usual for 2 years.
But your group had
34% fewer cavities with Crest.
You know what's happened since these tests, Mrs. Allbrand?
Well, a lot of us use Crest.
And Crest has become the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities by the American Dental Association. Their Council on Dental Therapeutics reports Crest has been shown to be an effective decay-preventive dentifrice that can be of significant value when used in a conscientiously applied program of oral hygiene and regular professional care. What's your program, Mrs. Allbrand?
Wash between meal treats, brush often, and have regular checkups.
And use Crest, of course. Crest with Fluorostan, the only toothpaste recognized effective against cavities.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
America's finest cigarette presents the Lucille Ball Desi Arnaz show, I Love Lucy. Good evening, and welcome. In a moment, we'll look in on Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, but before we do, may I ask a very personal question? The question is simply this. Do you inhale? Well, I do, and chances are you do too. And because you inhale, you're better off, much better off, smoking Philip Morris. And for good reason. You see, Philip Morris is the one cigarette proved definitely less irritating, definitely milder than any other leading brand. That's why, when you inhale, you're better off smoking Philip Morris. Later in the show, you'll see how you can prove that fact to yourself. But right now, why not light up a Philip Morris and enjoy America's finest cigarette as we watch Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in I Love Lucy.
If you're a student, a mother active in club work, a man who brings work home from the office, this was made for you. The Remington Office Writer, a new kind of portable designed to give you the extra features you need. King-size carriage, so long it can handle a sheet of school notebook paper lengthwise. Look, the Office Writer types nearly the full 11-inch length of the paper, the only portable it can. The Office Writer types up to 10 carbons, so that even the very last copy is easy to read. Cut clear, clean stencils unlike any ordinary portable. See the exciting new Remington Office Writer at your dealers. The price only $149.50, carrying case at slight additional cost. Available after a small down payment for only $1.50 a week. Terms payable monthly, including taxes and a small carrying charge.
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
What? Keeping the coffee in the icebox?
Yes, Mr. Jones, it's a new kind of coffee, roasted by a new secret process. Hence, this new none such coffee has a different flavor, a flavor preserved by vacuum packing, the flavor retained by refrigeration after the jar has been opened. Just taste it. You can't miss that delicate aroma, that clean, mellow taste. Yes, in cooking, the way to a man's heart is most of all through the coffee pot. In every jar, you'll find 3 special pointers, valuable in all methods of making coffee. Try new none such coffee now. Use half the jar. If not 100% satisfied, get all your money back from your grocer without argument. Special for movie week, only 28 cents a pound, plus 3 cents refundable deposit on the jar.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown.
What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister?
No. Ford has new economy twins, so he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone.
Everyone?
Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced 6-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look 'em over in your Ford dealer showroom. 2 new Fords, 2 wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's economy twins for 1960.
Welcome back, everyone. Music back on here. Alright, oven is up to temp. Did make one little change during the break here. I shifted this one over a bit because they were in risk of being touchy-touchy. I still want to sort of maybe even do that to this one too. Pull that one up over itself a bit. But we got our oven at 400, so let's go ahead and throw our potatoes in there. We'll turn on our oil, get started for our chicken. Actually, no, I should save this because I'm not going to use all this sauce tonight. And turn that on with a low flame just to warm it up. Don't want to put cold marinara on our crispy chicken, do we? Need a timer. 20 minutos. That is so we can add our bread in there, giving the potatoes an extra 20 minutes before the bread. Bread's going to take another 20 minutes, thus giving our potatoes 40. Wish I could share that there. I sort of just did, but that normally doesn't work. That was actually sort of magical. My problem with the Beano is it's one of those flavors that just doesn't, like, it. You don't get rid of that metallic, like, canned, like... I'm not even 100% sure that it's that. It just tastes like that same manufactured tomato base that, like, Campbell's uses. And I've got it in the house. I bought it because it was cost effective. Reality is next time I'm just going to buy the big Cento cans that they also sell of just raw tomatoes. And if I need a sauce, I'll blend them. The problem is they're selling the size cans that I want. They sell Hunt's tomatoes in, or they're the Costco brand, but they're Hunt's tomatoes, in my opinion. I don't know for sure, but they're that same. They have that same quality to them. Hunt's tomatoes, something about them, like you could put them in. What do they call the end of the Oh, jeez. Just figure the pits of hell. The most toxically hot, like, if you put Hunt's tomatoes in that lava bath, they're still crunchy. They do not break down. There is something wrong with Hunt's tomatoes. And so it's like they mixed, like, and so Costco brand, I am relatively certain uses Hunt's tomatoes. And the size can that they sell, I wish they sold Cento cans in, but they have the giant cans of Cento. I think they're 10 cans. By the way, if anyone out there is unfamiliar with what a 10 can is, there's a numbering system. I don't know whose numbering system it is, but a number 10 can is a very standardized, it's like I don't even remember what the size is. Is it a half gallon? But, you know, it's the same rack that you see with all of the different cans that they have at the pizza places. That's a 10 can. The industrial size, like, and that's what I think. No, I don't think they're that large, but they're still way too big for tomatoes. Like, you're gonna have to be making, like, you know, family size, double size thing. It's like at least double this. How's our oil looking here? I just looked at it and I didn't pay attention to what it was. 225-ish. Oh, I'm certain they get into those sort of games, and you get into things where, you know, the same plant do all that sort of stuff. Like, Stanislaus County. It's part of school. We went at the Culinary Institute. We did a California trip for the bachelor students. We spent a month out here going to different food businesses, like actual operation, factories, farms, stuff like that. And one of them we went to Stanislaus Tomato, which is, Stanislaus is a county in California here. It's also, they nickname it Sack of Tomatoes. You get Sacramento if you have. And they're just a canning tomato company, but they make all sorts of things. They make the pizza sauce for Papa John's. They do, basically they have giant, I think they were, no, they had to be bigger than 50 gallons. 500 gallons? Like, 500 would be maybe too much. 100, 150 gallons? Somewhere, they were big kettles that they could do smaller batches of tomato stuff in. Also had all sorts of cans going everywhere in the place. 10 cans. They just had these assembly lines of cans just going from building to building to place all over the place. It was a great school trip. I mean, if you imagine about a third of our bachelor's class together in hotels for a month in Northern California touring, it was great fun. And some of the places we went to were quite epic, too. Alright, so we're going to get started with our chicken now. Thank you for the resub, Muskeg. Greatly appreciate that. Why is that so far up there on the screen? I still mean to, I've been intending to make that a little bit smaller so it actually fits on the screen too, but I don't know why it's all out of place. We want just a basic thin layer of flour on there, but well coated. That way you don't get flour bubbles like that, where maybe I can pop it. Can't really, nope. But basically the flour sort of traps air and doesn't allow the egg to coat properly. You don't want that. You want the egg sticking to that chicken. And then we go over here to this. And even with the slime on there, no big deal. Just coat it a bit more and stick it on there. I'm going to do these in batches of 2 here. Frying batches of 2. That means we'll have 3 batches since there's 6 cutlets here. And yes, they're not the proper term of cutlet. I'm calling them cutlets. Breadcrumbs heavily seasoned, flour not so much. The flour is the glue. Like, you can sneak some seasoning in there, but it's best in there. You can put it in the egg, too. But again, egg is your glue. So, your second glue. Double check our temps here. I think we're up to temp. I think we're warm enough. Yeah, we're doing good here. We're 350-ish. Yeah, chicken is cooked. That was quick. Get those some fine salt over them after coming out of the oil. Check our oil temp. And we need to be quick. Ah. That's what I was saying, flour bubbles. You don't want buildup of the flour there. You want the egg to directly be mixing with that flour in a thin layer that just becomes glue. We used to use it like glue. Flour and other things and same stuff. Wheat paste. Use wheat paste to seal up old stills. That's why actually some extremely gluten intolerant people, the true heavy-duty celiacs, some of them can't even handle old school wines because they had sealed the old casks with wheat. Fine salt over those. Arg, no, quiet. Cutting it close. I think we got this one pretty good coated, but cutting it close, like I said. Alright, last second cleanup with our bread. I haven't been paying attention. They trying to make friends here, so I'm going to re-separate them. Gotta keep them separated. Heat off on the oil. Those are both feeling done. Even though you got a little bit less time in there. Bit of fine salt over these. Hi, Alex. Now we're going to choose which side is going to be better for adding the marinara to. So if I have to admit that I never owned that CD, I don't... Well, actually... Do I own that CD? I might own that CD. It's been a minute since I've looked at my CD binders. Which is sad because at one point I lost my library on my computer, and despite me now having a NAS and a NAS that is now full, I haven't redone all of my music. Let's see here. So I'm looking for the sort of more concave side here to be up to hold more sauce, is what I'm doing here now. I don't know if there is a winner on that one. And I think we're there now on all of those. Let's egg wash our bread. We've got our egg wash here. I'm going to add a bit of half and half to that. I'm sort of bummed that I got rid of all of my CD cases and artwork and everything ages ago and consolidated down to like those plastic binders that hold like 60 CDs at a time, or 100 CDs, or whatever they hold. Beat that egg white into submission, because we need to coat 4 pieces of bread with this small amount of liquid. Ooh, ad break. We're just going to coat the bread and throw it in the oven. If you want to add Parmesan or herbs or anything over the top of these, you can do so now. I'm not going to. They're going into the oven just like that. And they're probably going to be all touching each other when they come out. "20-minute timer on the oven." We got our sauce looking okay over here. I'm afraid to taste it right now. Cheese. 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 We're trying out this cheese because it was cheap for a mozzarella. It's rather firm for a fresh mozzarella too. And it's not a pre-sliced one, but if it's tasty, if it's nice, might have to go quick pick up a few more logs of this. Because it was like cheap for mozzarella, like crushed mozzarella. It's rather, I don't know if it's just fatty. It's dense for, I don't know, like most mozzarella is dense. It's the stringy cheese to begin with, but that's dense is the best way I can describe it. For the price, yeah, I might be making some pizza here soon. Slices decently. Mozzarella stick out of a log like that? That's funny. No, I have never tried to do that. See what this is like with a touch of salt on it. It's like a Cheech and Chong mozzarella stick. Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with this K-Pogo terminology. And toss a bunch of fresh freeze-dried basil in our sauce. We're gonna overdose on basil in these because I got fresh basil here too, for with the actual party. I'm just grabbing some large leaves off of this. Not enough water. You're off. You're off. We're set here. I need to give these a quick rinse. Oyster, not S.E. Johnson? Don't have any red pepper flake in the house right now. Garlic. Garlic butter on the buns? That means I have to make garlic butter. Onion and garlic in with our pre-made marinara. Waiting on that timer. We got another 10-minute break here, basically, where we're chilling. I've got everything to go for stacking on top of the chicken, but I want to give the chicken a good 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, 2-3 minutes to dry out, warm up in the oven before we coat it with liquid and cheese. But we're not going to be able to put any of it in the oven until the bread and the potatoes are out. Those potatoes might be able to come out right now, though, because I gave them a little long. Let's take a look at the taters. Bread's all making friends. Taters are done. Taters are looking good. Let's see what our dressing tastes like. The heat from that, maybe? I think whatever dressing's left over, I have too much dressing. Whatever dressings may be going with those potatoes. I don't know if I think the yogurt was a good addition or not to that party there. I think it actually sort of didn't help things there. I think it might have been better if I just left it honey mustard without the yogurt, but I have the yogurt. I was trying to find a use to use it up for this. That's hot, but it's tasty. Wow, that's hot. You ever eat something and you're like, wow, that's sort of warm, and then you swallow it and it feels like it's burning all the way down? Second bite, much better. I think the yogurt with the potato works much better, but I think it just sort of muddied the whole thing up. Like, yogurt is delicious, yes. The reason I bought it, but maybe gorgeous with the lettuce, too. I mean, everyone that's ever taught me to make a salad told me you taste your salad dressing by eating it with a piece of lettuce, not by licking it on its own. Not horrible. I don't know, I could really tell that the yogurt was really even in there, though. Best trying it with the lettuce, because if you're not doing something like rocket or arugula or something like that, it's quite often your greens are going to be some sort of bitter component, and otherwise your sauces are going to be too salty, too sweet for you to really taste all of the other stuff that bitter is going to help bring out. Alright, throwing the chicken in the oven for a couple of minutes to dry out since we got the potatoes out. Gonna need a place for a bread to sit down. Gonna need a place for a chicken to sit down. I'm done with you tonight anyways. Let's not leave my wood in water though. I don't like leaving my wood in water, chat. Let's see how the AI handles that comment later. Also curious if the recipe has come out at all tonight, because I was not very accurate with what I was doing tonight, I don't think. Last stream, I thought I used cornbread mix for my cornbread muffins, and like, I was like, what? Where'd you get this? That oil looks pretty tragic after our frying today. I think that's still got one more good use in it. It'll look a lot better once I strain it. I mean, the real cutoff in the restaurant world is when you can't, like, most of the places I've worked, like, they'll use the oil until it's opaque. Like, you put an instrument down in there an inch or so below the oil, and if you can't tell it's there anymore, hey, his logo. Yeah, I'm taking my time though. I definitely didn't need to be this long tonight. I'm not sure vaccination is. I'm sorry to hear that you're dealing with shingles. That's a toughie. I'm sort of waiting that one out myself. I've had chickenpox as a kid, but I don't think once it's full blown, the vaccine is gonna. There's probably treatments for it, but. How we looking, Bread? Bread's looking freeform. I'm gonna give that a couple more minutes. A little more color. I am taking the chicken back out, though. Well, can we do this on the cutting board? Do we have the room to do this? So we go in with our sauce on all of these. Nice full basil leaf on each of these. Small enough will do too. The reason I'm covering up the basil, even though it would be beautiful to see it over the top, is the oven is not going to like it very much, so there we go. Enough cheese? Enough cheese for you, chat? I'm gonna eat another piece of potato while we're waiting. Okay, bread's out of the oven. Chicken's going back in the oven. Give those another 5 minutes. Especially when you could put them in an ultra thin like pasta and then fry them and have like squares with the perfect basil leaf that's been fried in a little crispy, almost bread-like shell. Mm. Freeform rolls. Potatoes back down in there to warm them back up a little bit. Now we're all nice and lightly coated there. Oh, dad joke. Dad joke, dad joke, dad joke. Then again, some couples, one of the two is probably perfectly happy to sit there and just read. So we got our simple salad. Fine, we'll take the easy one. Easy ones. Nah, I think this is going to be good. How do I do on a crumb, chat? Do you think we're going to have a wide open crumb? Or you think it's going to be a tight crumb? What's your guess? Big bubbles, small bubbles. Nice, soft. Turn the fan on high here, unfortunately. For the noise, unfortunately. Whew. It's still smoking. So, it hasn't cleaned itself out entirely yet. I think I'm going to go for the cheesier ones for my sandwich tonight. And go 2 of these for each of these buns. We got 6 fried pieces of chicken. So like I said in Discord, I sort of discovered a chicken parmesan sub probably less healthier than the traditional chicken parmesan. Because now we've got bread and taters. Instead of just spaghetti. That's true. You do tend to have garlic bread along with that, and you might have a salad starter in either case. We can do more sauce on top. Let's get saucy. How's that? Nope, no mayo. Got more of this stuff if we need more fat in the party. I debated both toasting it, but it was such a nice soft bread, I just couldn't do that. And mayo, I just chose not to. I did consider it. But I do think this is where we're going to leave things this fine evening. Looks like a biscuit, the bun. The recipe that I followed, even though it's rather loose, I could have shaped and kneaded this bread a bit more than I did. But since it was a really wet dough, I just sort of went with working it in the bowl. It's essentially a Subway imitation bread. The recipe is the basic, so pretty close, too. Like, I've done it before and made more care in making them perfectly shaped loaves and done the seasoning on top and the cheese on top, and they can come out just like Subway's without the yoga mat material. Alright folks, this is where I am going to leave it for this evening. I never got big into Subway sauces. I sort of got hooked into Subway melt before the sauces were really a thing, and I've always sort of... yeah. So I don't really have a preference on Subway sauces. Going to be back here on Sunday. I hope you all have a lovely weekend. I hope you all have plans to go out and cause some debauchery later tonight, if you aren't already. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm going to be back here on Sunday. I'm going to break out one of the double chop roasts that I made out of that pig butchery stream like a month or two ago, and gonna do that along with some fancy sides. So it's gonna be a little bit more of a traditional Sunday roast dinner on Sunday. Gonna be doing the gravy. I've got some bright yellow cheddar cauliflower that I'm gonna use as a side, and we'll do something fancy with some potatoes. So I hope you come back to join me on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Good night.